So, as a Nintendo fanboy, I really have to talk about their new console that they're bringing out called the 2DS. Essentially, the idea for this is it's a 3DS console which does not have the 3D capability, so to speak, and yeah, so it has a bit of a design difference as well, but we'll get into that later. What this video is really about is what I personally think the pros and the cons are, and why I think Nintendo have brought it out. Because I think it's very clever, in all fairness. So let's start on a positive with saying the pros. An obvious pro for the Nintendo 2DS is that it's going to be a very cheap console. I think I saw flying around that it's going to be $129.99. Which is probably going to equate to about £100, which for a new console is very, very cheap. That's borderline currently a pre-owned 3DS original, and that's just ridiculous for a new console. So that's definitely a pro. I hope what leads on from this is that it's going to be bought and it's going to bring down the prices of the 3DS and the 3DS XL. I really hope that happens because I'd like to get a cheaper 3DS or XL, you know, because apparently the XL has a better lifespan, or not when I say lifespan, battery life, that's the one, than the actual 3DS. So, yeah, either way. So I hope it brings down the price of the 2DS. So yeah, that's going to be good. Now that's the only redeeming quality I can think about it, so I'm going to go on to the cons. And the cons are more design based, and I'm actually going to scoot along this bit and I'm going to put a kind of a picture up here of the 2DS. And I'd like to say before I go into this that this picture does not belong to me. It's and obviously copyrighted by Nintendo. I'm just using it for the purposes of this dissection video. I'm not trying to claim copyright on it or anything like that. Anyway, what I think about it, the design is kind of horrible in my opinion. Essentially what they've done is, if a 3DS were to be like the original Game Boy, this is what it would be. And I don't know, I don't think it works. In my opinion, I'll tell you what works better. It's basically the first of the DS lines that doesn't have the clamp feature. This is my DSi, and that obviously does the clamp feature. But yeah, as I said, it's kind of more kind of static, like a Game Boy, and personally I don't like it. Honestly speaking, I would prefer a glorified DSi, which had like 3DS software. That would honestly be, I would honestly like that more. But I don't know, I'm not sure about the new kind of styling. I know it's kind of keeping it fresh and stuff, but I don't know if I like it, if you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, I think it's too wide. I think that's my problem. It's too big. It's kind of like, it's not as big as a tablet, I can see that, but it's just, to lug around all day, it's just going to be, you know, I'd rather have something that folds like that, like a clamp that I can just, you know, just flip open when I want to. The same goes for my, like I got a Game Boy SP, like that just flips up, and like, again, one of the redeeming qualities of the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy, like normal Game Boy, is that they're just small, you know, and you can just pick them out as anything. This thing is, it's more kind of like a tablet thing, but it's not massive. It is quite big compared to kind of like the old Game Boy and the DS's and stuff. And I don't think that works, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't actually seen how big it is yet, but it looks quite big from my perspective. I don't really like how the buttons and the things are set up. I just don't like it. So yeah, and I think that's my only negative, to be honest. Is this design style, so let's get rid of that. So why did Nintendo decide to make this thing? Right, the best way I can show it is with the help of some DS games. So I'm just going to put these in order very quickly. So I'm going to show you these DS games. They're all Pokemon games, and I'm just going to show you one thing about them. Free Plus. Free Plus. Free Plus. And Free Plus. Now, the thing about the 3DS is that they put a cap on the age of the recommended age for the 3DS. They say only 7 plus is recommended because apparently the actual 3D thing is harmful and apparently to people under 7. So yeah, I find that quite weird in my opinion. But the idea is this: it's not, and I fully understand that it's going to be released at the same time as the new Pokemon X and Y coming out, but I'm not going to say that they are releasing it just because of the Pokemon. I'm saying that they're releasing it for kids who are obviously below the age of 7, so they can actually play the 3DS games, because technically they're not allowed to play them, and yet they probably will want to play them. And exactly, the new Pokemon games coming out, that's kind of a prime example. That will be a 3+ game, like all its predecessors have been. So it just gives them an opportunity to play them and play stuff like Mario Kart and Super Smash Bros. When that comes out. You know, stuff that they will enjoy, but aren't currently available or not really allowed to play at the moment. I know there will be kind of under 7-year-olds with 3DSs. That's kind of a given. But you know, when they say that's not recommended, then no, it's not recommended. And I think honestly, this is a good idea. It's a very clever idea in my opinion. And again, I'm just going to say this for the last time. I'm not generalising it straight for Pokemon. This is in no way related to Pokemon. It's just a console that is for kids, you know, who can't play the 3DS games that they want to play. So, in my opinion, very clever. But it is a very clever console, or idea, I should say. If they were, again, it would be amazing, and I would consider getting one if it had the clamp thing. If it wasn't so big looking in a way. I think the design is the kind of the worst thing about this console, honestly speaking. Other than that, it's a really good idea, and you know, I hope it has success in my opinion. So yeah, thank you for watching, people. Peace out, have a nice day, and bye!